Hey, it's Jonathan from Say the Way, and I'm so thankful to be here with you on this last day of 2016. It's December 31st, and today we're talking about yesterday? Yeah, let's have a listen. You shall not go out with haste, for the Lord your God will go before you, and the God of Israel will be at your rear guard. It's from Isaiah 52:12, and what it's encouraging us in is that God is the God of yesterday, He's the God of today, and He's the God of tomorrow. Security for yesterday, God requires an account of what is past. He causes us to remember those things. At the end of the year, we should turn with eagerness to all that God has for the future. And yet, anxiety is apt to rise up when we remember our yesterdays. Well, why is that? Because we're all guilty sinners, right? It's things that we have to work through and deal with. And yet we have that anxiety that creeps up. And so how do we deal with that? Well, our present enjoyment of God's grace tends to be lessened by the memory of yesterday's sins and blunders. Yeah, right? How can I improve on that? But God is the God of our yesterdays, and He allows the memory of the past to turn into a ministry of spiritual growth for the future. So you can take your past failings as examples for what to do right in the year to come. God reminds us of the past to protect us from the very shadow and security in the present. It's very interesting. Consider your time. Here's the security for tomorrow. The Lord will go before you. This is a gracious revelation that God will send His forces out where we have failed to do so. So if you haven't gone and prayed and asked God, what is your direction here? Will you go before me and prepare the way? You can do that this year. He will keep watch so that when we will not be tripped up by the same failures as we were in the past. And as would undoubtedly happen if it were not for our rear guard. That's His promise. It's nothing that we have to earn or do. It's His promise that He will be our rear guard. And God's hand reaches back into the past, settling all the claims against our conscience. He's forgiven those things. How about the security for today? You shall not go out with haste as we go forth into the coming year. Let it not be in the haste of impetuous, forgettable delight, nor in the quietness or impulsive thoughtlessness, right? It shouldn't be like, well, I'm just going to go and buy that thing without any thought or care for it. But let us go out in the patient power, knowing that God, the very God of Israel, will go before us. Our yesterday holds broken and irreversible things for us. It's true that we have lost opportunities and will never return. We've missed out at some point. But God can transform this destructive anxiety into a conscious constructiveness and thoughtfulness for the future. He can do it. He redeems the time. Let the past rest, but let it rest in the sweet embrace of Christ. So good. Leave the broken, irreversible past in His hands and step out into the invincible future with Him. That's right, Christian. You have an invincible future because no one can take it away. It's impossible. What God has given, He will not retract. Where He has walked through this year with you, He has grown for you in the future. Go tackle it. May you have a blessed New Year. And I'll see you tomorrow. God bless.